It is your host, Root Beer King. Welcome to Season 4, I believe Round 4, of the Canadian Grand Prix. I'll be your host, Root Beer King 28, and hopefully Herbie will be joining me soon. I have indeed sent him a party invite, but he just has to accept it. But so far, so very, very dramatic through what we have seen throughout this race, or at least throughout the season. Including which we do have some new faces that are making their way up through the ranks, including which XRL Asda. Either that or he's trying out for X2 because somebody has left, in which we do have some new faces, but also some old faces at the same time, so hopefully it will be a good race. Let me tell you, yesterday, it was a... Just go watch Dev League Canada race. It was the Canadian Grand Prix for Dev was just chaos, to say the least. And if I'm going to be honest, I think it's demoralized me from wishing to be a driver, to be honest. I don't know what's happened to Herbie. I've given him an invite. I don't... Yeah, let's try that again. Hopefully he will come. So anyways, yes, the Canadian Grand Prix, the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve. I think I've hopefully said that right. So this track was created to dedicate Gilles Villeneuve, for one, being just an absolutely brilliant driver on track. And hopefully we will be seeing a bit of brilliance here today by some of the drivers, as they are all getting their setups ready and getting geared up to run a couple of laps. Right, so if Herbie doesn't come, I guess I'm just gonna be running it solo. Oh, hang on. That's weird. Okay, that's not good. Hang on, we have a little bit of a... Okay, there we go. Now we got sound now. So we already have a couple of drivers on their outlap, being 2D, Careless, Edgar, and I'm gonna believe that's Minnie, and a couple of others that are starting their outlap. And here we see XRL Edgar currently warming up his tires, getting ready to do hopefully a decent outlap. We're now riding on board with XRL Edgar as he goes through the first chicane into the Wall of Champions, hitting DRS and now accelerating and constantly shifting through the gears. He then brakes for turn 1 and indeed turn 2. Just an absolutely fantastic line between there, and he makes it out of the exit through the turn 1 through, I believe, like turn 2 complex. And there's the speed demon himself. Welcome, Herbie. And hello. Yeah, talk about it. Dude, you missed the entire race! We have Sector 1 yellow flags. That's either slowing... That's Shmee. That's Shmee, who's apparently, unfortunately, turned himself. That's going to be very, very bad for him. Hopefully he can get him out of this little pickle that he's put himself into. He's just trying to find the correct time to go. He's going to try to, get outside of his get after his teammate XRL Edgar, who has now set a 109.4, followed closely behind by Mini with a 109.6, and Careless Jackson with a 109.8. So far, hopefully, we look to have just an absolute incredible lap times here. So are we expecting maybe some of the new guys to get out, hopefully in front, Herbie? Say some new guys like Asda, as well as Bull Beast.
It's nice to see that Asda's now joined X2 in reserves, and it's nice to see that he's performing quick lap times as he's an X3 driver.
Absolutely, and he's been racing the wheels off of Whippy in the lower classes, as that's going to be Mini not being able to set a decent lap time, letting Mr. Shmee go ahead.
Yeah, it's I've noticed as well with Asda, he's got pace now in X3, and his pace is absolutely phenomenal. For obviously, he started on really bad terms with XRL. Obviously, he just come back off a full season ban, go back into X3, and to be honest with you, he's starting to dominate the actual league, X3 league in general. He's got the pace, he's got the consistency, and Whippy's struggling to try and keep him away from him. But yeah, it's nice to see that he's actually got his pace and he's coming back slowly back into X2. Probably in the future, he may turn to X1.
That's a bit of contact on the Wall of Champions for Joe Pelly. However, he makes a fantastic 109.4 on the leaderboard. And if I'm going to be honest with you, Herbie, if you don't know, I did a bit of a race yesterday, and I have never felt so stressed and or angry at myself and to others so much at one time. Just sometimes Grand Prix racing does indeed bring out the worst in people.
Yeah, it totally does. It's a lot of frustration in this type of racing, must admit.
Especially with this kind of track. Indeed, it is a definite fast track. However, it is definitely tight.
Oh,
I mean,
tell me about it. It's
something that
it's just gonna say it's one of these tracks. You can look into the corner and think, yeah, I've got plenty of space there, but as soon as you actually hit the corner and start to make your way around it, it gets tighter and tighter, and it doesn't seem to benefit you in any way possible. It's either take the lunge and hope for the best, or take the lunge and just pray to God.
Indeed, but also it's absolutely just terrible for back markers with the faster guys wanting to get on through. They just can't find a way to a position to let them overtake. Only at a couple of sections can you do that.
Indeed, there's only like I think it's only two or three sections. Obviously, with the pit straight after where the Wall of Champions. Obviously, you got the straight there before that, and obviously the straight in Sector 2. But that is technically it. You've got nowhere else to pass. And like you say, it's that quick of a time going round. It's like, look, Tuddy's done a 1:08. And that's only technically a minute, just over a minute or so, and then you're on the back end of him. And if there's an incident at the start, that is it. You guarantee that the back four markers, if there's any incidents, they're going to be lapped within the next 3 to 5 laps.
Indeed, but also, yeah, I mean, like yesterday, I know for a fact Tom was so mad on the hairpin part. Him being my teammate, he was so frustrated that he pretty much cut close, like near to the complete inside of the grass on the hairpin, just to get past me.
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, at least give. I was thinking at least maybe give back markers some space at least. Just, I mean, first day on the job, first day in the office as a rook, and it's already superbly hectic. It does not help.
What I obviously I watched the race that you had going for Dev, and I noticed it from the start of the race. As soon as you come to turn 1, literally about 10 drivers got about a 10-second penalty each. It's like, what the hell's gone on?
Oh yeah. So what happened there at the start of the race? I think it was. Yeah. No, it wasn't like Jailbend, but it was a guy with like. I'm trying to remember, but he's fortunately banned now for dirty driving and aggressive driving.
Oh, Jailbend.
But yeah, Joe Bend. When we went to lights out, I immediately slammed down the throttle, but suddenly my front wing was broken by Joe Bend not moving. He was just there, and he broke off my front wing. And unfortunately, I did have a bit of contact with the safety car, which I bet got me a little bit more penalties. But I could, when I went on the accelerator, he went on the brake. It was just.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It was just a real weird experience. Noticing that you're not even into turn 1 and everybody got a 10 second. It was quite bizarre.
Absolutely, and that was not even the worst of the race. When the rain came, I was having so much trouble because I've never had to manually switch for a specific compound of tire. So I was there 2 laps down with hards on in the soaking rain.
Jesus. I struggled in the rain for X3 earlier. It was a bit of a disaster.
I have never seen all of my friends just get that angry. It was wow. So anyways, 2D now with a 108.9, currently pole position for Q1, as we are now clocking down to around 7 minutes left in Q1.
Yes, and there is literally, what, 6.5 minutes, just over 6.5 minutes to go. We've got Jewish John in the Alfa Romeo yet to go out again to try and improve his lap time, because then he got followed by Aston the Renault. He placed in 16th. He could try and progress it a bit better. I believe in him. I believe he can get into the top 10. Jebend is out at the minute on a flying lap. He's in Sector 3. He's now putting down the back straight. I didn't look at his time. He is going to put his DRS on now. Yes, he has put his DRS on now, so we'll just check on him while I'm on him to see what type of lap he'll get to try and improve up to the past 15th at least. Or he's just invalidated it, so that's him out so far at week.
That's one place. That Achilles heel of lap times here at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve. Is the chicane right next to the Wall of Champions. If you get that corner section wrong, your whole lap that you've had to go through around 1 minute and around 9 seconds of fast laps will just be wasted for nothing.
Yeah, I know. It's an absolute blind of a bend. You think you've got it right, but even if your back end decides to creep out onto that corner and you take too much curving, it invalidates it straight away. It's a bit of a nasty one, to be fair. Just watching.
Absolutely.
I'm just watching Zola anyway. Zola's now finally starting to put his lap in. He has had 2 invalidated laps. Going out to the hairpin. Hopefully he can improve his time, or improve a time to get up to at least top 10. Because I know he's really quick around this track. He's just come up to the DRS zone now. He's put the DRS on. See what he gets. He's coming towards the champion of all, we call it, World Champions.
Now, something else that I'm interested about is the performance of Asda. This is his first time, I believe, in an X2 race, and it's going to be interesting of how he has to amp up his pace if he wants to get anywhere near the front today.
Yeah, indeed. And I was the same when I did that X2 race at Vietnam, and it was wet weather. I didn't expect at all to get 5th, no way. And yeah, just the drivers are so fast, it's just unbelievable. To me, it seems to help, because of how good these drivers are and how classy they are and how smooth. You try to be out you try to pace out like them. So to me, the kind of it might sound daft, but the kind of role model gets you to get faster and more precise on your corners, and it does help. It does help really a lot, and I'm hoping that it does help Asda here, because it'd be nice to see him progress further up. He has done really well so far in X3.
Absolutely. However, I must say, I think I got the driver cliche treatment. I was hoping yesterday to go out and become the next Michael Schumacher with Jordan at Belgium, but absolutely not. Well, at least I didn't get DNF, where he did due to clutch failure.
That's most important nowadays. It doesn't matter if you don't get in the top 10 in the points or anything like that. As long as you finish the race, that's more of a accomplishment than anything. At least then you got round it without no drama and no incident. So
yes, and also we are getting some news. It is going to be all dry. However, we will have a bit of rain at the end of qualifying. And then also, Wise indeed has a qualifying ban.
Yes, he does, I believe. Can't remember what it was for reading up early, I think it was, in the last race, if I remember rightly. So Asda, I'm just running along with Asda now, it's a hairpin. He's 3/10 up on his time. 3/10 up would put him in line with Mr. Schmee. So if we keep this up, get some more time through the Wall of Champions, and may get into the top 15 going into Q2.
Let's see how he does through the two chicanes. Absolutely brilliant, and you have to just essentially pray to Uncle Jimmy Broadbent.
He's in
and
13th.
Just
nice.
Oh wow, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, as I was saying before, and as one of the McLarens is about to do right now, you just have to pray to Uncle Jimmy Broadbent and say, "Be brave, Jimmy, be brave!" and just take a leap into the Wall of Champions and see what happens.
It is one of those. It's similar to is it back here with the castle section? You've just got to balls out on it. If you haven't got the balls to do it, you're not going to get through it quick. But if you just literally balls out on it and get through, you guarantee you're not at it. And it's the same here for this. If you haven't got the balls to just go for it, you are going to easily clip it with your wing or even tap it with your rear end. But you'll get used to it. You'll definitely get used to it.
I think that was probably the most thing that I was raged about, even though the stress of faster cars lapping around me didn't help, nor did the rain with my frustration of trying to get the correct tires on, including which, here comes the rain, hallelujah. Probably the most demoralizing thing about this Grand Prix for me yesterday was going to have to be how many times I broke my wing. Unfortunately, I didn't save the stream, but if it was saved, you would see me fuming. Absolutely furious.
I could imagine. Oh, Zola's had a bit of an incident there, so I was running along with Zola. He's finally got his lap in at the minute. He's not validated it yet. He still needs to put a time in. He's the only driver that hasn't got one yet. But as he coming to turn 3 and 4, he did have a bit of a wiggle, so that will affect his time a lot.
Whoa, that's gonna be a fairly. Ooh, that was fairly wide on exit.
Yeah, he was sliding there. He lost a lot of grip.
Oh wait, that's a McLaren stop. Okay, no, that's Schmee. He's just getting back.
I believe that was Asda. It's just naffed up Zola's time. He's just spun in front of Zola. I believe it was Asda. It was Asda. It spun on the hairpin as Zola were coming through, and obviously blocked his way. He couldn't have helped it, but hopefully this is going to be enough to get through. It's not going to be nowhere near enough. He's definitely out of this session.
We might see a continuation of the drama that we saw yesterday, with a bit of a shaking of fists between Zola and Asda.
Yeah, it will have definitely bumped at Zola there. It will have really annoyed him. But to be honest with you, it wasn't that much of a clean of a lap. I'm not going to say I'm clean. No, it's really hard to keep clean around this track. But to what I'm seeing then, it wasn't clean. It wasn't that much of a clean lap. So it wouldn't have got much better than probably a 110.5 to 110.8. I would have said. But yeah, he couldn't have got that. Zola lost. It's not Zola. Asda just took a bit too much care, I believe, and spun out just too much in front of him. But it's a shame because Zola would have been a contender to be at least in the top 10. It would have probably been in top 5, I would have said, because he is a fast driver.
With almost everybody in the pits, only Fiend is currently out, and the one more, I think that's the Ferrari of Zola. As the zero mark clocks on the quali clock, Jeebus John and Mr. Shmee shall be the cutting point. And so that means Mr. Shmee, and I believe that was also Fiend and a couple of other drivers, we'll see as we count out for the Q1 exit. If you want, Herbie, since you've been gone for a while, welcome back. You go ahead and read it out.
Right, I'll read it out so far. So while we've got 20 seconds left to go, I will then progress to the bottom to let you know who are out, and that is the Mr. Shmee in the McLaren, XRL Fiend in the Racing Point, G Bend in the Haas, Zola unfortunately missed out in the Ferrari, and Wise is out due to a qualifying ban. So bring on Q2.
Indeed, bring on Q2. Now, with these drivers now out, they will probably be discussing, or no, not discussing, thinking about racing strategy, about how they wish to get away into turn 1, because definitely being at the back does not help. Not like most of the time, at least when the incident is in the rear, in which, unfortunately, I was the victim of.
Indeed, yeah, indeed. It totally is. It's quite a weird turn 1, to be fair. It's a 90-degree angle, and you've obviously got 20 drivers trying to get into a 90-degree turn. It does not work. It does not work.
Absolutely.
So,
and people just say this is a video game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is only a video game, but you try and fit 20 cars on turn 1, it doesn't work at all. I don't know, but
I feel like this is more than a video game. This is what I like to call pure frustration simulator 2020.
You know what? You're not far wrong. You're not far wrong at all. So as the drivers now are slowly coming out, I've got a switch there.
That's Asda doing a near spin-ala. Fortunately, all of the cars are indeed on intermediates, so hopefully they will have less of a slippery time getting through the track.
Indeed, and you'll notice now, obviously, on intermediates, you cannot see that much of a quick lap time now. It's more of a consistency of keeping the car on the track and getting the pace through on the smooth exits, because with these cars on these tracks, they're very greasy. A lot of the time, your rear end decides to say hello and just spin you out. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, if you keep your car on track as much as you can and keep the pace as best you can with the traction you haven't got, you'll hopefully get up to at least in the top 10. But yeah, wet weather isn't nice, especially around Canada.
Oh yeah, I mean, Canada in the wet is prone for wing breakage as well as wheel breakage. And ego breakage, as we just saw as Asda hit the wall of champions.
That's going to be one of the, I think that's going to be one of the main contenders, that wall of champions today. I can see one of the drivers are getting into contact with that, with the wet weather, so.
That's Careless Jackson slowing to let, I think those two other cars, that being a Renault and a Racing Point on past, and then I believe that's going to be, that's going to be XRL Edgar right behind, and he's going to go and let him go.
Fair enough, that just seems to be, Aston's a bit twitchy, he's not liking this wet weather, he's lost now both end plates, just hit the wall after the X-Bends.
I reckon.
Yeah, sorry.
Do you reckon he's got PTSD from yesterday?
I would say so, yeah.
It's like, no, not the rain again. Shut off, rain.
Well, it's the first for me to say.
Oh, that's Asda Spinala. Oh, that Ferrari though. If you just saw that was a. I thought the Ferrari and the Renault were gonna collide. And then here's the AlphaTauri, unfortunately having to make a bit of a detour as Asda's now a moving chicane. Oh, he's just having to wait.
That's where he's
that's going to be Tigouris. Tigouris with a 120.0 as well as with low with a 123.1.
Yeah, your lap times are slowly coming in now. Obviously, there's a lot of people struggling, and they have got most of the drivers out. We did have everyone out, all 15 drivers, but we're now starting to see a lot more people coming back in to get some wing changes or even a change of their wing, because the wings are just probably a bit too high, or probably a bit too high. Low. It's a bit too low. Sorry, not high. They need to be a bit higher due to obviously the wet conditions. So fingers crossed they're going to get the sends sorted and get the sends back out there and put a lock time in.
But of course, also I think I see a bit of a pattern with people having better wheels are usually faster than ones with, say, something like a Logitech G920. The reason being is because the better wheels, that being stuff like the Fanatec Club Sport, especially with the Formula 1 wheel with the dials, they can just simply change the diff and brake bias how much and whenever they want. And so it becomes a bit more easier to access, to where you have to just spam right or left button on the D-pad for the G920.
Oh no, it's seems like more you pay, more guys you get to play with. It's the Fanatec's, they're just unbelievable. Really good piece of equipment, and like you say, they've got everything there at the fingertips. They don't have to do anything like guys like me on the controller. You got to go through the B section just to get towards your fuel, and then flicker left and right to sort your fuel out, and obviously then your ERS mode and what mode you want it on 2, 3, or 1, and then look, obviously with a wheel it's just all there. It's just literally a press of a finger and done, and they don't have to do anything else.
Are you telling me that you're a pad player?
I am a pad player.
Absolutely, we have a Pog champ in the commentary box, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yellow flags. I think that was that was Waldo. Waldo now. I think that was Waldo retiring now.
It was, yeah.
Oh dear.
I don't know. He retired on track, didn't he? Yeah, not like retired.
Yes, but I have no idea if he took his wing or wheel off. It's mainly wheel. But it shouldn't be happening since they are on intermediates.
Yeah, that's true.
But as we've seen from Asda, not even the correct compound tire can save you from the rain at times.
No, it definitely doesn't. It's down to you've got to got full concentration on it. It's really hard in wet weathers.
But something a bit more fortunate, especially for the new drivers like Asda, the entire grid goes the same way around the track, thus making a bit of a follow-through line for all of the drivers to navigate through. They know which line to take.
Indeed, and we've obviously, if you go out a lot later in the qualifying session, if it's a wet session, if you go out later, you'll see where most of the drivers have been going. If you stick to that line, best you can, you should have the same performance, really, the same quickness and performance of that driver. Just put a lap time in a lot quicker than you. You should be able to get the same, or near to it anyway. It does help out. So, Asda is finally got round without a spin yet. We will, I'll focus on him as he comes now down the back straight towards Wall of Champions. Fingers crossed he won't invalidate it as he comes through the Wall of Champions. Oh, so he's going to have to wait till
only
next one.
find out. Only time will tell. Here he comes through. Will he invalidate it? No, he won't.
What's he got here? 122. He puts me 11th. 122.5.
He has a lot of ground to cover if he wants to get somewhere near the top 10. In which that's probably what he's going to be pushing for if he's wishing to get on to Q3.
He's going to need at least another 5 tenths off that.
And finding 5 tenths in the pouring rain at Canada is
Not
pretty
clever.
dang hard.
It's not clever. So we've still got BG Bull Beast to set a lap time. Also, Edgar in McLaren has still got to post a lap time. There are only 2 drivers yet have still got to post. The guys so far, as there's only just under 6 minutes left of the session, it will be Jeebus John, Alistair, Atwee, Bull Beast, and Edgar so far will be the guys out Q2. So they need to improve quick and rather fast.
Rather fast being an understatement, as now we are now coming down to half of around 5 minutes time to get this thing done and over with. For as we then we'll head on to Q3.
Indeed, by looks of things, that weather is getting heavier. That rain seems to be absolutely pouring it down. So it won't be long until they're on the full wet compound.
As we can, oh, that's Asda doing a spin. I think that broke his front wing. That's, oh no. And then here comes another Williams as yellow flags are being called out.
That is another wing. It's definitely another wing. He's gonna have to get that changed again. And it's at the start of it as well. He's only at turn 3 and 4, so it's yeah, it's a long way around without a wing.
And I reckon that Asda is saying some things that would not be allowed on this broadcast.
It'll be stressing. It will be stressing. He'll like to make a statement. You know what I mean? He's obviously, like you say, it's his first time. He'd like to put a name forward to show that he is compatible.
A bit more twitching. More twitching. Absolutely terrible for Asda so far. Q2 not really going his way with a couple of other spins.
No, Bull Beast has been out on 3 laps on his inters, and he's still invalidated his lap. He needs to do something. So has Edgar. Edgar's done 2 laps on his tyres, and he's still invalidated. Hopefully, he can get a lap time in with 3 minutes left to go, or 3.5 minutes left to go.
Indeed, it's now or never for the people who wish to improve, and the people who have not even set a lap time.
There is some people on the chart showing that Atwee's just gone really wide and invalidated his lap. Towards the end now.
And here we also see Smooth, and I believe that's gonna be Mini and Smooth breaking up the wet weather tires.
Asda's now retired from the session. Also,
well
Danny.
JJ.
So, Asda will be definitely one of the guys out of Q2. Will Atwee come in quick and get a new set of tyres and probably a new wing? It depends if he's damaged it. Bull Beast and Edgar still no laps so far. Both in the pits. Will they come out quick, or will they decide? Bull Beast has put set of wets, or no, he's gone back to intermediates. No, back to wets. Doesn't know what he's doing. I think he's coming out. I believe he may be coming back out. Because now both gone full wets. And also,
there's Mini just absolutely flying through the corners, now through the Wall of Champions. Absolutely insane. He has probably turned on either Bass Boost or a Doom soundtrack song, and he is absolutely jamming to it as he's blasting through Canada.
Well, Bull Beast and now Edgar have both come out now on a full set of wets. Some people seem to do a lot better on the wets than others. Oh,
that's Mini! Mini going loose! And unfortunately hitting the wall. I think he did. Yeah, that's front wing damage, front left wing.
Mina and all. Mina was on the full set of wets as well, so they might be a bit too soon them wets. Might be too slippery, but yeah, he did have an incident through there. Has he got any wing damage? I can't see any wing damage at all.
Well, it seems this circuit just absolutely loves to have its buffet of front wings. And it is very hung. It was yesterday.
So now, under a minute left to go, Bull Beast is going to have to really put something out now because this is the only chance he's got.
Oh, there's Mini spinning again on the exit of the hairpin.
Oh, Mina's everywhere. So, we're alright so far with Edgar and Bull Beast. They're the only two drivers left. Both in full wets. They've just started flying laps with 30 seconds left remaining of the session, so this is going to have to count best they can. Jeebus John's now retired from the session. He's obviously comfortable with the 11th, so he's out of the session too. See what these guys can do.
I'm riding on board currently with Bull Beast, hoping to see if he can't set at least a decent lap time, in which, if so, Waldo will be definitely in trouble.
Yeah, it's down to these two drivers to knock Waldo out, but to be honest, I think Waldo will be perfectly fine with that lap time of 120.2. Well, then getting on Waldo, DNF'd. Waldo DNF'd, didn't he? Crashed out, I believe, so I don't think
a lot of wheel correction from Bull Beast as he now thunders now through the final stretch.
I don't know if it's going to knock Waldo out or not. I think it might knock Smooth out more than anything, because Waldo's time is faster than Smooth's. But as
he's absolutely gunning it for the line, it won't. However, it does put him into 11th. Edgar now posting. I couldn't even see that. I'll read it as we.
I think Edgar's just gone top 10.
Yeah, Edgar's safe. Edgar's safe in P9. Talk about an absolute miracle.
That's a cracking lap.
Absolutely. And as we now round out Q2, these are the drivers who are currently in. Tigurus, Tootie, Danny, Lowe, Tamir, Mini, Careless Jackson, Joe Pelly, and Edgar, with Waldo, Smooth, Bull Beast, Jeebus John, Asda, and Atway now out of the session. Very, very unfortunate for Asda. He was wishing to make an impression, and so far he's pretty much fell on his face.
he's done a grand job. I'd say, like we said, he's the next free driver. Can't always keep up with these X2s, but it's nice to be part of it. But hey ho, it's what it is. Hopefully, he can put a good performance out in the race. So now we're into Q3, 12-minute session on fighting it out to be the pole sitter of Canada. So we'll see what the guys will do. I believe they'll be going on to the intermediates again. It doesn't seem to be that wet anymore. It just seems to be trickling. First one out will be, I believe that is Mina. Oh no, it's not, it's Danny. I think Danny's the first driver out on track for the Haas. Followed by the Williams driver of Joe Pelly. No, it's not Joe Pelly, it's Tama F1. Then the Renault driver of Ty Gores. I believe that is Careless Jackson, followed by his teammate. Oh no, there's someone else in between.
Oh, that's Tamer. Tamer going wide, unfortunately. That's going to invalidate his lap time. I bet he's absolutely kicking himself because of that. Indeed, very lost grip.
It's only that lap. It's a good job, really. But hopefully he doesn't do it when he does his lap.
Oh no, absolutely not. But there's already many lap invalidations. It's very hard to navigate through Canada, especially in the pouring rain.
Sure is. It sure is. So Danny will be the first guy to post a lap time, as he's going to come now to start his flying lap. Fingers crossed.
Let's see what he makes.
He's going to start his flying lap now. That's his flying lap starting. Oh, so Williams driver just coming out of the pits as well.
That's going to be sector 3 yellow flags. Oh dear, I think I see a Red Bull. That's the Red Bull of Careless Jackson. Careless Jackson, I think unfortunately had a bit of a slip up.
It sure does look like he has. It's getting really busy now through sector 1 and 2 with a lot of drivers close together. Danny still hasn't invalidated his lap, so he should be alright. He's well out in front. He's got a clear run.
But we're just going to have to see through the hairpin. He has to make it clean, as well as through the tight S-bends right next to the wall of champions. It's probably going to be his most daring test he's going to have to take.
It sure is, because these wet conditions do not help one bit. So now he's coming to the wall of champions. Can he keep his consistency down to a T? He has. He's coming to the end of his lap. His time will be a 1:20.3. That's not too bad, to be fair. That's pretty good. Pretty good time, that. Followed by Tamer. Tamer with a 1:21 flat. Oh, and Tunney's just responded in the Red Bull with a 1:19.
Edgar now posting.
What's Edgar got?
119.9.
Wow.
With 3 yellow flags, I think that's going to be a Williams, but not a Tamer. That's going to be Joe Pelly. Very unfortunate for Joe having a bit of a slip up. However, it is good that it was just on his out lap, and now he's going to be coming in through for his final, flying lap.
It sure is, and that's every car out on track as of yet. Carlos Jackson's now coming towards the fast S's before the hairpin. Mina is invalidated, so Mina will have to try and get his next lap in quick as he can, as now there's only 7.5 minutes left of the session. So, who's going to be the next car to post? Oh, Tamer's now improved his time to a 1:19.7.
Absolutely a fantastic absolute stroke of luck, skill, and luck and skill pretty much by Tamer, as now he is second in position, but of course anybody can still overtake him. After all, the qualifying session is indeed still young, as we're only near halfway to the 6-minute mark.
Sure is, and we've now running on Joe Pelly. Joe Pelly now has gone through the World Champions really smoothly. He's only posted a 1:22.4, will not improve that much yet. He'll have to try and get some fresher tyres on, and hopefully he'll have to come back out, post a quicker time in. If he wants to be in the top 3, that is not good enough.
That's going to be yellow flags. That looks like to be Danny JJ. Oh no, all kinds of spinning at the exit of the hairpin. And that's his entire left front wing off.
Oh god, it sure is. It's a lot of damage there. He'll have to come into the pits. Mina has just come out of the pits. He's now going to hopefully put a lap time in, as there's only 5.5 minutes left to go. Pygores will be the next one that needs to try and post. He's still in the pits though, so hopefully he'll come out soon as. Joe Pelly's just improved by 1.5 seconds. He's going to put a right lap time in here.
Let's see what Joe has, and that's going to be a 1:21.1. Not too bad, but not too good at the same time. I mean, yes, he's right outside of the top 5. But he definitely has to make some improvements if he wants to get in the top 5 and maybe near the top 3, which is going to be definitely hard. Even though it seems that the rain is starting to be of less and less, and that is indeed a purple Sector 1 for Joe Pelly. And that's going to be a Sector 2 yellow flag. I think that was Danny still slowing.
Sure is, from just running alongside with Mr. Lowe, and Lowe has got a purple Sector 2, progressing through into Sector 3 now down the back straight before the World Champions. Fingers crossed he can post a quicker lap time, be in the top 3.
I'm still riding on board with Joe Pelly with now a purple Sector 2 time. He's going to be looking for fastest lap to beat Tootie's 1:19.5. We're gonna just have to see what he makes here.
Lowe only slightly improved his time. He's now got a 1:20 flat.
Oh dear. Although not the best time out of the entire session, but definitely a good one at that. For now, Joe Pelly is now in 5th, making up 1 position.
5th position is not too bad. It's a nice spot to be in. Pygores leaving it to the last minute, I believe. Is he coming out? Oh, Pygores is coming out of the pits now. Oh, Tuddies is now posting a 1:18.8 for the Red Bull.
Indeed, with Tootie's time like that, there's it's just no contest between Tootie and the rest of the qualifying field. He's just going to be up there and staying up there, I think.
The rain is definitely gone. It's just a little damp on track. I wonder if someone's going to risk it and going out on some softs. See, Edgar's got some softs on. He's in the pits. Will he come out? Oh, he's coming out on some softs. He's going to be the first driver out on softs. So it's Danny. Danny put his softs on. Will he leave the pits? Thought someone might have gone on softs now, you know, with it being drying out quick.
Absolutely, and with Tamer's time trying to stay up there, but it will seem that maybe Edgar will be able to surpass him because he does indeed have softs on, and thus he'll be a little bit more faster. However, only just now is the rain drying out for the drivers.
Indeed, you can see now I'm watching Edgar now because he's the only guy out on track at the moment with set softs on. There's no spray at all through 63, so it's going to be dry enough to get some grip. So I believe if no one comes out very much soon, it'll be only one with the fastest lap. They could have pole with only a minute and a half to go.
Bit of an interesting rotation that I saw from Edgar as he exits through the Wall of Champions.
Oh,
it was kind of like a little micro spin, if you will.
Yeah, little twinge out.
Yeah.
I've just noticed on race control, DRS has now been enabled, so that's going to benefit Edgar.
That's going to benefit most of these guys. However, it is now clocking down to 1 minute. 1 minute left for these drivers to make a last-minute impression just for the race. Currently we have Low, and currently Joe has unfortunately been degraded all the way back to 6th. All the way back to square one for him, with Careless Jackson and I believe Low included getting a better lap time, and thus pushing Joe out of that position.
Indeed, Mean is in the way of Low. Oh, Edgar, sorry. He's now got out of the way. Edgar's not affected him much. He's 1.5 seconds faster than his lap. We're going to be looking around the 117 mark. So it's still a bit greasy out there because obviously the track is not there fully. 16, there's 117.3. He's 2.5 seconds quicker than his lap. Now first, with 3 seconds to 1, end of qualifying. So everyone's out on their out laps now. Make it count.
So this is, so Edgar will now be taking pole position for that incredible 117.3 in just an absolute stunning lap, a full second of 2D's time.
Indeed, just going to keep an eye on these drivers now that are on the softs, because I'm watching Low. Low's not validated yet, and he's on the softs. Also, Joe Pelly's just not far behind. These two guys are the next guys to post a lap. Danny's out as well. Danny's actually coming towards the end of the circuit now. He's going through the Bull of Champions. Cross the line.
Edgar's not completely done, and that's gonna be holy crap! There's Danny with a last minute 1:15.1, and then here comes Edgar. Will he be able to do better? Good lord! That's a 1:13.2 by Edgar. Just an absolute flying lap. Low now setting a 1:15.0.
Edgar got that perfectly timed. He's got an absolute stink of a lap time in.
Oh, that was just a crazy last minute, yeah, just a crazy last minute time posting for the guys on soft. So go ahead and count them out.
You're not kidding. So at the end of qualifying 3, this is your lineup for the start of the race. You've got Edgar for the McLaren in first, Joe Pelly in Williams for second, Low in third, Danny fourth, Tuddy in 5th, Tama in 6th, Careless Jackson 7th, Mina in 8th, and Ty Gores in 9th.
Indeed, we have a very interesting lineup of drivers, definitely in the most interesting kind of way, but something I am thinking about, as especially now with the 5 minutes, is how will they do when they when lights go out and off the line they go? Will it be as clean as we saw last season, or will we see just an absolute scrap fest? We're just gonna have to wait and find out, folks.
I believe it'll be. To me, personally, I think they've probably learned from the lesson last time. So, fingers crossed, it won't be as manic. But hey ho, this is racing. Egos take over control, so we'll see who's got the bigger ego.
Absolutely. And I know it has been, and I know it has indeed been like around a week since the unfortunate passing of Mr. Murray Walker. I'm still trying to cope with it. I mean, he sets the example that I try to show to all of the viewers who watch XRL X2. He's the kind of spirit that I try to put into my work as being a commentator. A new one at that, but I just try to put it into my work nonetheless.
Yeah, he's well, yeah, he was an inspiration to all, really. He was even an inspiration to the drivers. As you can see, he had real friendship with what's his name? There's Schumacher, and also I can't remember his name now. Yeah, I will get in my head in a minute.
Yeah, but he
Oh, I'm
has
trying to
lived
think.
a very, very long life. I mean, 92.
Oh no, I know, a long, long life.
And I,
Um,
I, I definitely say with absolute knowing this for a fact that the Formula One world, I doubt, will be the same without him, even though he has been retired from around 1999, around early 2000s.
yeah, it won't be the same. And there is some good commentators out there, like, but no one's
Like
gonna be better than
Crofty,
him.
but yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's I doubt there's going to be ever another Murray Walker.
No, that's who I'm thinking about now. James Hunt, he had an absolute fantastic relationship with James Hunt back in the
Oh
day,
yeah, absolutely.
and
I actually remember Murray talking to the folks at the broadcast and Hunt about like one of the drivers not really doing well because of the turbo cars, and let's just say Hunt thought it was a bit of, well, skepticism. I'm not gonna actually say it because I like to keep my place here in the commentary box. So yeah,
yeah,
Murray. At, at the end of the day, Murray has been and probably always will be if I continue to commentate. Is just
yeah.
absolutely my idol for commentating. Is he's the reason why I'm so energetic on the mic.
Well, he started out, didn't he? And he started out doing it through motorbike racing, wasn't it? And then obviously then he got his full passion for F1, and then started from there. And he's just phenomenal all rounder, isn't he? Commentate on anything. He'd be able to commentate on your shoes, on when you're putting your shoes on and off. He's
Look
just
at that
brilliant.
soul! I mean, that is a
Yeah.
high quality soul there. 10 out of 10.
He'd tell you how he done it.
Uh,
He'd go, "Oh, look at that through the loop, over the top, round the back," and he's got it. No, it's just good. It's really good.
Murray, I don't want to question your commentary, man, but if a loop, these are not airplanes, these are cars. However, if you do take a Formula One car and flip it upside down, the downforce will act as a wing. I suppose
Yeah,
we can renew the shooting stars meme.
yeah, just a bit. Just a bit. Well, while we're at it, I just might as well put out that let's say thank you to Ans 3D, one of our sponsors. Also, One Tap. The sky's the limit. They're actually doing a giveaway at the moment for 3 liveries. Also, to our other sponsors, Clutch Control, who are the guys that will supply out pro grips towards your controllers to improve while you're driving, basically on any aspect through any motor racing or pleasure racing. But yeah, it's just a thank you to them really for sponsoring XRL.
Absolutely, and sorry, but apparently I'm starting to have Alzheimer's because I forgot the last sponsor that you said it was wasn't it Clutch Control?
Clutch
Is that
Control, yeah.
okay? So Clutch Control. If you're listening to this, I have a bit of a pitch to you for a for a good slogan. Clutch Control, the anti-Vettel Spinola treatment.
Deville.
And I hate to just crap on Vettel like that. He's honestly probably one of my favorite drivers out of the entire grid. But I can't help myself but meme a little bit.
He is an absolute brilliant driver through Vettel is, but
So
yeah,
here we now
he's
come
had his moments.
to the front of the grid. So here we go. Here at Canada as we go loud. 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and come on, there we go. Let's go, 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 go! Here at Canada, and so here comes all of the drivers. It's looking pretty clean. Yeah, it's clean. It's cleaner than the Titanic when it was first built. That's just spotless.
That was.
However, it's going to be interesting
nice
to see as they go through the tight bends. I think that's a bit of debris, but it looks like they're all together. They're all in one piece. No yellow flags whatsoever. This is why I enjoy the X2 guys. They keep it even clean in the most hectic of situations. I've said it now. Yellow flags, sector 2. Yeah, that's gonna be, oh dear, that's gonna be Gelbend, Fiend, Zola, and Smooth. Or no, that's just gonna be Fiend, Zola, and Gelbend. Unfortunate for them, however, the rest of the pack of cars are indeed making their way through the first time of this fairly treacherous track.
God, yeah, I've just been watching Asda in the Renault. He's an absolute flyer of a start. He's gone flying past Mina through the S's at section 2, but he's tonking down this back straight. But Mina is keeping up in that Mercedes. But he's had an absolute blind of a start. Eggers posted the fastest lap time of 1:17.7 at the start of the race. But yeah, fantastic start for them all.
Absolutely clean and quick. I think that'll be the slogan of X2.
It's going to be a most common one, I must admit.
Yeah,
the
but
Renault of Ty Gores is on the back of the Red Bull. So he's inside. Is he not seen it yet? No, he can't get through. He roll up onto the next DRS straight. He ain't got the DRS yet. It's after 3 laps. That's going to receive the DRS, but he's got the pace to keep up on the back of Careless Jackson. Also, that's going to get Jeebus John involved with the Alfa Romeo and the next Renault driver of Asda. Also going to get involved in this action, but Tiger is on the inside.
It's getting intense. That's going to be Tigurus. Oh no! It's going to be a drag race all the way through the final stretch, and that's going to be a drag race between Careless and Tigurus. Tigurus coming out of the slipstream to overtake. I think he's gonna try to send it on the inside. Oh, that does not get any closer. That does not get any closer. Good lord! Unfortunately, that bit of risk taking did cause Tigurus 2 positions. However, he is right next to Jeebus John, right on the back wing of that Alpha. So he's going to try to absolutely persevere and overtake him.
That was absolute. Oh, geez, that was dangerous. I wouldn't even attempt to go on the inside of that corner, but I must admit, he had balls to stick it and go for it, but it didn't pay out at all. Like I say, he lost the position to Jeebus John. He's now got Mina slowly creeping up into the back end of him, but he's got the pace to keep there with him. Hopefully he may get his position back off Jeebus and try and get the position that he wanted from Caleb Jackson.
Indeed, however, it does seem that Tigurus has not just lost a couple of positions, he's also gained a penalty, which that being the first penalty of this Canadian Grand Prix.
Yes, and Tuddy now has been overtaken by Lowe, but he's answering back. DRS is open. The outcome to the World Champion. He's not going past, he's going to the pits. He's got something wrong with his car.
Is he going to send it again? He's sending it again.
Danny's posted a 112.4 on the medium tyres for the Haas. Tuddy's still in the pits.
So far, an absolutely exciting race.
It is totally exciting so far. The closest battle at the minute is still with the Careless Jackson, Tigura, Jeebus John and Mina. Asda's also getting involved. He's only 5 tenths off Mina, so he's gaining.
And here comes Asda, right next to Mini. Can Mini fend him off in his Mercedes versus the Renault? We're just going to have to find out, but I think where Asda's going to try and catch Mini is through this section and all the way through the slow sections, including the hairpin, as he now takes back a couple more tenths from Mini.
Jeebus John's on the back end of Tigora now. He's what, 3 tenths behind. He's going to get an absolute stink of a pace down his back straight. If he can keep up with him, he might attack on the Wall of Champions, but he has pulled away quite a lot, to be fair.
Indeed, and I'm still currently riding with Asda, just taking this all in, because you can even see the battle up front with Tigurus and Careless Jackson. That's me with a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, Tigurus just overtaken Careless Jackson on the hit straight. Absolutely brilliant set of drive on that World Championship. Got fantastic traction got a really good exit, and it's now benefited him completely with his DRS. He's gone past Kellis, left Kellis and Jeeves to battle it out for 9 and 10.
Mini getting still closed by Asda, slowly closing it behind. Mini is going to have to defend somewhere here from the very much attacking Asda. And I can even see the, once again, I can still see the fight between Tigurus, Careless, and Jeebus still up front with Asda's on board. I thought, to be honest, Asda was going to send it at the hairpin right there, but apparently not.
Not yet, but to be honest with you, if he's got a good exit out of this one, it may come to get him on the pitch straight. Because he has got the pace, he's definitely still got the pace there. It's just, I don't know, something's just not going right for him to keep up the passing, but we'll see what happens throughout the race, but we'll see.
So far, we are seeing an absolute stellar race. Clean and quick consistency through all of these drivers. I don't know why I just said drivers. Weird. Drivers.
So at the minute, Tigurus keeps the 3-second time penalty, but at the minute, the only 3 drivers so far have stopped: Tuddy, Atlee, and Zola. They've all had one stop due to, I believe, wing damage. Asda's now received a 3-second time penalty.
I understand that Asda is absolutely aggressive, but I think he's maybe being a little bit too aggressive as he's right. Oh, that's contact! Oh, that's Asda! Asda's out of the race! Oh dear, I saw exactly what happened to Asda. He just got a bit too aggressive with behind Mini. He taps the rear and then he spins out into the wall, unfortunately destroying his left front tire, which is just absolutely abysmal. That's just terrible. Oh, and
that's
thus is our
unfortunate
first
for us,
retirement out of the race.
That's really unfortunate for us because he got an absolute stink of retraction then as he come out following Mina, and he's hit the back end of Mina. As you can see, Mina lost a bit of traction and sliding out of that corner, but Ansa got the full effect from that, and yeah, spun him off completely, and he's actually retired from the race.
Indeed, definitely heartbreaking for the new rookie of XRL X2. However, I think this was, in fact, his error. If he maybe had just flicked the steering wheel a bit to overtake Mini, I bet he would be in this race still and being right up the end of Jeebus John, just like how Mini is. Look at that dive bomb by Mini!
Wow, big dive bomb there by Mini. But also, if you look, Bull Beast is also on the back end of Tama, of the Williams driver. Seems to be getting quicker and quicker around these tracks, so he may get past him to gain 6th position. Also, Tama is on the back end of the AlphaTauri of Waldo.
Indeed, it is. This is a classic X2 position, attacking and defending at the same time, sword and shield. However, Waldo seems to be defending it fairly well, continuing to try to open the gap further and further between him and Tamir. However, Lowe is up front, so he could be doing the sword and shield tactic as well by continuing to pounce on Lowe while he's still trying to hunt down Joe Pelly, who's around 3 seconds in front.
Tigurus now in the Renault is also caught with Bull Beast in that racing point. I believe Tigurus has got some really good pace at the minute on this track. I could see him getting up into the top 5 if he carries on like this.
Absolutely. This is nowhere near as chaotic as we saw yesterday. No, this is just pure glory. This is an absolutely glorious first 8 laps of this Canadian Grand Prix.
It's all going to change though later. If you remember rightly, we got told that it is going to rain at near the end of this race. So you're looking, lap 20 it might start raining. We'll be going on to the intermediate tyres. And
currently, Tigurus will be looking through around lap 9 to lap 13. A bit of a 2-stop strategy for him and the Renault team.
it's probably going to be the best call to do, a two-stop. There is a one-stop out there, but it's if you can keep your tyres consistent and not wear them out too much. But all in all, most strategy will be a two-stop strategy at Canada, for definite. You can get roughly about 15 laps out of a set of mediums, but that's if you maintain them well enough. Because obviously this is a really fast track, and the S's do not help your tyres one bit. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a two-stopper.
Absolutely. It seems that now is the time. Overtake. Oh no, he's taken off overtake. However, DRS is indeed full for Tigres as he tries to thunder through, and that's going to be a Tamer into the pits.
That is
and
also low. Low's also going to.
So that leaves now Waldo, Bull Beast, and Tigres to settle it out for who's going to get 4th, 5th, and 6th for the rest of the race, as long as nothing else happens. Tigres now getting a 3-second time penalty for unfortunately taking a bit of the track, and that will include the multiple warnings penalty, as we usually see. Oh dear, that's a bit of that's Tigres going a bit loose. However, unlike his teammate, he did not crash into the wall and dislocate his front left wing. Also, we are currently getting a word from ASDA, or at least we're getting a word from the on-track staff. It seems that ASDA's okay. He's absolutely furious. I think he's around as furious as he was yesterday, maybe even more.
Anyone's furious at the shop at Asda.
Oh yeah.
No, but it will be furious, but you can't really blame anything really. Like you say, you're pushing really hard, and it's going to benefit. It's going to benefit or not benefit, and you just didn't get the benefit side of it at all. So
yeah, it's just kind of how the quarter tosses, really.
Yeah, it does. In X2 and all, if you notice that most drivers, it's more of a waiting game, waiting for the opportunity to arise, and then when it's there, it's down to you to make the decision on taking the spot or not. But it's just, yeah, it's more of a waiting game than anything to try and get your spots that you want.
Yeah, and with Asda still being from Devon X3, he is in tune to hardcore overtakes. He's not in tune to constantly waiting around for the correct time to strike. He strikes now, and unfortunately, he apparently struck or it wasn't. I would say he didn't strike at the right time. I think he maybe waited a little bit too far, but don't get me wrong, Asda is just an absolutely incredible driver. You can see that through X3 and X2. It's just within tune to the new group that he's now with. It seems that X2 is playing a bit of trouble for him because once again he's just not used to the ideal driving style that the X2 drivers usually have, which is very much Alain Prost-esque.
Yeah, indeed. But like you said, he's an absolute phenomenal driver, and he's improving himself more and more each day on X3. So fingers crossed, we'll see him again in X2, and yeah, it'd be nice to see him getting up there and actually making some decent points for a change. You know, in a higher league than what he is.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he's only a reserve driver for X2. He's obviously learning like I was, and hopefully progress further up, and hope to see him up there as well.
So far in the lead, it's going to be a little bit of a battle between Danny JJ and XRL Edgar. Danny currently pulling fairly far ahead from Edgar. However, Edgar is trying to find those couple of seconds back to hopefully maybe even overtake Danny JJ.
Indeed, and also Joe Pelly and Waldo having a little bit of a scrap, fighting out for third. Joe Pelly did gain it off Waldo. Waldo was in third, but I think Waldo's not going to like it. He's trying to get it back much as he can. He is all over the back of him, so he may get him on the pit straight or even the back straight. But we'll see. I'll just keep an eye on him so far, because he is the closest battle that we've got at the minute, unless it's Mina. Mina seems to be having a... No, Mina's backed off a bit from Gareth Jackson. So yeah, the closest fight so far is between Joe Pelly and Waldo.
But of course, we cannot forget the person who is still charging through, I believe now, for the tribute and for Asda falling, and that's going to be Tigoras. I think he's still continuing to push up further and further. That's going to be yellow flags. I think that's going to be a Mr. Shmee. Yeah, that's going to be Shmee. I think that's going to be his, some of his front wing, unfortunately broken. That's a lot of car correction, especially for the drive for Mr. Shmee. Definitely unfortunate for Shmee. He hasn't had the best career with him playing second fiddle to people like Zola and Lowe in Ferrari, and it seems the same way here with Edgar. He's just trying to find some form of pace, but it's just not happening, man.
No, it's not happening at all. I just noticed that most of the drivers now have done their changeover for the next set of tyres. That some of them have actually gone to the softs. The softs may take it. I don't think they will, but they may take them to the end. Danny's one of the drivers. Danny's one of the drivers that has gone on softs. I'll just have a look now. Hang on one second. Tyres, right. Tyres we have got. There you are. We've got Danny on the softs. Also, Mina and Careless Jackson have both gone on the softs. They're the only three drivers that have gone soft. So we'll see how they get on. I doubt they'll be able to do a one stop with them. It will be a two stop for them for definite. Medium tyre drivers, they may be able to get another 14 laps or so out of them. So we'll see how it pans out for them.
And that's Shmee up front from Waldo. He just got done from his pit stop of changing from mediums to hard tires.
The Tuddies at the minute also, just to put it out on the record to everyone here, Tuddy's got the fastest lap at the minute, 1:11.7 on the medium tyres. He is the lap leader, the fastest lap at the minute.
And it does seem that if Waldo can continue to catch up to Shmee, Shmee will be the first back marker of this Canadian Grand Prix, and it does look that way as Shmee, I think, is starting to get waved the blue flag.
Yeah, he's got Waldo now right behind him. He will pull to the right, as you can see there. He's letting him through. He won't ease off as much as you think, just so he can go through. He's going to have to gate as much as he can off him, but yeah, unfortunately, he's starting to get lapped. As you said at the beginning of this stream, this is the kind of track that you will start lapping a lot of drivers. So we'll see how many people we're able to get, but can't see him going any further.
That's going to be Tamir, and I think that was also Lowe with a 3-second time penalty.
It was. Waldo has gained 9 positions from the start of the race.
Yeah, Edgar and Danny JJ have just left P1 and P2 for Joe Pelly and Waldo to I guess have a bit of a scrap. I think that was oh wait, no, that's Shmee continuing to unfortunately fall back through the positions. Definitely an unfortunate sight for Mr. Shmee, but hopefully he can maybe do better next week. However, it is still incredible how fast these Grand Prix go, as it's now lap 16 out of 35.
Indeed, it's definitely flowing this race at the minute. With now what, just under halfway, to halfway now. Drivers are now very spaced out to a degree where it's down to consistency and performance. Try and gain towards the drivers, but there's not much battling going on at the minute. We've got Wise, Mina and Careless all quite close together, so we'll see how they pan out so far, but at the minute it's all spread out.
Absolutely, and I think that's going to be Waldo continuing to charge into even more back markers. We could start to see maybe some chaos erupting from the track. Hathaway now with a 3-second time penalty.
Hughes John now has just received his first penalty of 3 seconds. So the two Mercedes drivers are now fighting it out to be in the top 10. Oh, he nearly made contact with his teammate. He has got the soft tyres on. Mina. His teammate's only got the mediums on, so he has got the pace to get past him. But
and into the pits goes the AlphaTauri of XRL Waldo. I started to cut in there, but that's Waldo into the pits, and Joe Pelli now taking the lead of this race.
Hopefully Waldo doesn't drop too many places, or it's going to have a lot of fighting to do. Oh, there's contact between the Mercedes and the Williams. Oh, there's big contact. What's the next? That's Tamer. Tamer's gone.
Definitely unfortunate for Tamer. I don't even... could you see what happened there?
Hey, I just caught a glimpse of it. I was just flicking through trying to get to him again, boy. He started changing over, but Mina went on the inside towards World of Champions and made contact with Tamer in the Williams. Spun Tamer out, making contact and damage to both drivers, and then Careless Jacks rear-ended Wise and caused wing damage to him as well. So these four guys will probably be pitting again to gain a wing because they've got no wing left.
Unfortunate, but it seems that Tamer has indeed, it looks to be no damage, especially at the front of the car. It looks to be that both wing boards and indeed wings look to still be all on the car.
That's alright, and hopefully he didn't make contact to the wall to what it looked like, so it will be one of the Mercedes drivers coming in. I believe it may be Mina, Wise is coming in, so is Kellis Jackson. For that important wing concern, Tamer will gain them 2 positions off them, so it has benefited him as of yet, but now he's got to fight out the 2 Alfa Romeos and keeps John Smooth. They're on the back end of him now, trying to get through.
Well, I'm currently on board with Edgar, the once more now the leader of this race, right in front of Mr. Shmee. Shmee will have to let the passing car through. After all, he is nowhere near the pace of his teammate, that being Edgar. It's just sometimes so hard to give that position away because, I mean, you can't blame Shmee for wishing to race.
No, you can't at all. But he's been unfortunate, with the incidents that he's had, and it's caused him to be now the back marker of the race. But it's what it is, and it's racing. If something happens, it's gonna happen to you. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But Tamer and Tamer has spun on the hairpin. Now he's lost both positions to the Alfa Romeos. Has now got Atway just about to pass him on the straight in the AlphaTauri. They are fighting it out down to the World Champions.
Now this is also unfortunate. That's going to be Tamer now going into the pits, hopefully to fix that front wing of his. Careless Jackson and J Bend are currently coming up through. However, Mr. Shmee now being unfortunately now 40 seconds. I'm going to go and say behind either Smooth or Tamer. I believe, yeah, Smooth just got out of the pits, so that's going to be Tamer maybe looking to be the next last place car if Shmee can find some way to be a little bit more faster and somehow catch and even overtake Tamer. Only time will tell us. Now Tigora is now getting a 3-second time penalty. However, he has progressed fairly well up through the front. There's a bit of a fight between Tigora. Oh, that's the safety car. What's going on?
Looks like it's turn 1.
Turn what?
It looks like turn 1. It was a bit bundled up there. No, there's no contact with anybody there. Can't see any damage on any drivers. Don't know where that's come from.
Yeah, none of the cameras are showing me anywhere near something that would bring out a virtual safety car. They're all on track.
There is someone in the pits now, so I wonder if they've got damage. One of them just come out. Sorry, they've just come out. So I wouldn't know where that's happened, where the incident happened.
It might be that F1 maybe has something maybe a little bit wrong with the values, as now we have resumed racing, and the track is able to get underway again. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, my controller's just decided to die. So I can't flick through.
Okay, boys, you know what to do. F in the chat for Herbie.
What, for fail?
Failed controller.
Now we're back. I'm quick plugged in. So I'm running on with Zola, and he's got Jibend behind him in the Haas. Got an absolute brilliant exit then, Jibend in the Haas car. Zola, it's a bit too easy to pass Zola there, so hopefully Zola can do something about it. Gaining on these two corners here.
And that's Jabin now going, just trying to get everywhere away from Zola, but Zola saying, nah, buddy, come back here, our fight isn't over.
Still having a bit of fun. So, Edgar in McLaren is just over 10.5 seconds in front of Ty Gores. It's in the Renault. They've got an absolute fly of a gap on the second place of Ty Gores, but Ty Gores will have Waldo creeping up slowly. Also, Bull Beast in the Racing Point is not far behind, so hopefully Bull Beast may be able to get, I believe, I don't know, but I'm going to say it probably will be his first ever podium if he can get into third. I've not seen him before, he may be an X1 driver, but all in all, he will be getting a podium if he can get past Waldo.
Waldo continuing to try and get near Tygoras. Unaware of Bull Beast's presence.
Oh, he's got McLaren.
That's me! Oh no! Oh no, that's all kinds of bad for Shmee. Definitely unfortunate for the Williams driver. Absolutely terrible.
Oh, he's lost it on the curve and gone flying to the opposite wall on the other side of the track. It's unfortunate there from the final driver.
That's going to be Edgar now coming out of the pits with I think a new fresh compound of softs.
They've all come in. Them softs will last now to the end of the race.
Once again, it's still incredible how fast these Grand Prix go. Now it's only, I think, around 11 laps to go.
Sure is, just 11 laps to go, but I've just come up on race control. Joe Pelly's just received a drive-through penalty for speeding under virtual safety car.
That's gonna hurt.
So that will then push Danny and Waldo into second and third. And I believe, is that who I think it is? Safari of Lowe's on the back end of, or getting close to the back end of Bull Beast in that Racing Point, so I'll keep an eye on that so far, but at the minute, I'm afraid, Joe Pelly, you're going to have to go and serve your drive-through whenever you can. You've only got 3 laps to do it.
I think he's going to try to stay out as long as he can, trying to find some way past Edgar and maybe, I don't know, maybe try to see if he can't get a little bit faster than at least the guy behind him before going into service penalty. Waldo not getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
It will. It's going to take him at least what 5 to 8 seconds through the pits, or probably a bit longer. I'd say 10 tops, so that will then bring him out to roughly where Tigores is. Tigores and Fiend, I would believe.
And we only have 3 drivers, or no, excuse me, 4 drivers who currently do not have penalties. Everybody else does, which is... Codemasters, please do better for 2021, please. Just make the game less broken.
Penalties. 3 seconds for Edgar. Joe Place now doing his drive-through penalty now. Danny's got 3 seconds. Waldo with 6. Bull Beast with 6. Also, Lowe's got 6. 10 seconds to Tigores. 9 seconds to Toddy. 6 seconds to Jewish John, Wise, and Nina. Jiben's got 9. Also, Smooth has 9. And Atwee and no, Tama and Zola have also got 3.
It also allows for Joe to no longer have a penalty, which is definitely fortunate for him, as now we come around to around 9 laps left in the race.
That will benefit him, considering he's now on the back, or getting close to the 3 drivers that are in front of him. That is Tigores, Lowe and Bullbeast. He will gain his position back through penalties. But I'm assuming he would like to get past them to try and get back towards Waldo.
Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately, this isn't the XRRL League, which is, if you don't know, the Extreme Realistic Racing League. That allows for full qualifying and full race, and with other damage. That's Edgar with the 3-second high penalty that we just saw there. Anyways, I was saying, at least now, the drivers don't have to go through a grueling pit of hell that is this track at full speed and full time, which is hell on earth for some of these drivers.
I know, I experienced it, and it's a long day, very long day.
It makes the 24 hours of Le Mans look like a one-lap street race.
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. I've noticed Bull Beast now has got 9 seconds penalties, and Tigores has got 18. He only needs one more 3 seconds, and then that'll be he will be disqualified through the XRL rules and regulations.
So he just has to keep it clean. He has to secure his position, and he just has to keep it clean through here. As long as he does that, I think he'll be set. And that's going to be Bull Beast with a fantastic dive bomb from below, as we see up front from the dashboard or the onboard cam of Tigores.
Sure is.
Tigores now going. Oh no! That's Tigores, just like his teammate. He just took too much of a gamble, and he got punished for it.
That was a dive bomb there, to be fair. I don't think the door was open really to take that position. And like you say, it's now penalised in, because now he's spun off the track and lost, what, 3 positions? 3 positions, something like that?
Yeah, around there.
Still got 18 seconds. Ben now has got 12 seconds. Tuddy's now received another 3. So now he's on his first set of penalties. So it's only Careless Jackson, Smooth, and Joe Pelly, all penalty free so far.
Speaking of which, Careless Jackson has had a eventful and indeed uneventful race so far for him. He's been in the fight with Wise, Jeebus, and Mini, but now he's just decided to relegate back and just take it easy, I think, for the rest of the race.
It's probably a smart move, to be fair. Could probably really mess up Mercedes' chances and get closer to them, because Mercedes at the minute are the only team that are both are in the top 10, so they're going to get roughly about 3 points.
And indeed, especially with Mini now getting a 3-second time penalty and Tygores.
Yeah, this is it. So Tygores now got 21 seconds, so now he will be disqualified from position. So everyone below Tygores will gain 1 position at the end of the race through XRL's rules and regulations.
So that means if Careless Jackson continues to stay in the same spot, and with the XRL rules being in play here, Careless Jackson will indeed get 1 point.
He is in line for 1 point as of yet, but as he can get any close to Mina, could be possibly 8th or even 9th, 8th or 9th through penalties, but he needs to try and get closer. But all in all, he will get at least 1 point.
Oh!
That's Mercedes. Tygores is gone.
What happened there? I'm riding on board with Careless Jackson to see what happened. Oh! Oh no! That's going to be both Renaults out. That's going to be Tygores. Unfortunately,
that's unfortunate.
Getting a DNF, I think, through the wall of champions, and that just took his wing right. No, not his wing. His tire right off.
As we were saying, Tygores got disqualification. He's just now disqualified his son anyway. He's took his son off the leaderboard. So he's now out of the race. So that means everyone does move up 1 position. So Careless Jackson now is in the points. It's just there with the penalties from Mina and Wise. If they carry on getting more penalties, it could benefit Careless getting some more points.
So, I was just wondering, is there anything in the XRL rulebooks that says something about, in case of a DNF, with his penalty score?
If you've got 21 seconds, it will come up through their rules saying that obviously with 21 seconds you will get classes disqualified anyway. But obviously if you DNF'd in the race, it really wouldn't matter, but it will go down on your record that he was disqualified due to 21 seconds applied through penalties. So he will have that on his name to show that he disqualified in that race. But all in all, that's technically it. But if he was in the race now, he's still riding. No matter where he finishes, he'll end up being the last possible position he could have for the people who obviously DNF. So where he is now, it would be in 18th through, even if he finished in 5th. It would have finished in 18th.
Definitely interesting. However, now with only 3 laps left to go, Edgar just has to keep it clean and having to keep it consistent to keep Danny JJ at bay if he has any wish of winning this race.
Bullbeast and Lowe are still having a little scrap. A bit of a lock up there from Lowe, and again by Lowe, a bit of a lock up. Bullbeast is on the softer tyres. Them tyres are 8 laps old and Lowe's 9 laps old, so there's not much of a difference, but only the fact that one's on mediums, one's on softs, that's the only thing that's going to benefit Bullbeast. But if Lowe's comfortable on them mediums, he could catch up.
Indeed, but once again, anything could happen here today. Of course, that's with the randomness of a Grand Prix like this. Unfortunately, now with a Lowe with a 3-second time penalty, my saying about how Formula One is absolutely strategic and random at the same time has indeed come into play.
It sure has. It sure has, and I've just noticed, obviously, Wise had a qualifying ban due to readying up early from last race. He is actually sitting, I know due to penalties it's not going to help him much, but at the minute he is sitting in 8th position from 20th. He did start 20th, now he's in 8th, so he's done a really good job.
I reckon he's going to get driver of the day.
Yeah, I was just about to say he will get driver of the day on the game, but in personal XRL driver of the day, I believe he should get it. But I'll put my vote to him for definite. He's done a really good job in that Mercedes. Come from 20th to 8th, he's done a fab job.
Absolutely. Now with Edgar continuing to steal this race, as now we come now to around 2 laps left. It does seem that Edgar will be the winner. However, it could be that he could maybe get a retirement or have to go into the pits or just something else. The randomness once more of Grand Prix racing could maybe give Danny the win. However, unlikely it may be.
Yeah, it could be very unlikely, but like you said, this is racing. It could happen. Yeah, he's still got 2 more chances of approaching the Wall of Champions. For some people, it does affect him on the last few bits of the session, so it could happen. Albeit he's just received a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. He just did Lowe just did a fantastic flying pass from Bullbeast. Bullbeast would be trying to get somewhere near, as now Edgar, I think, will be passing through soon. Now it is the penultimate lap of this Canadian Grand Prix. It's now or never for these drivers to get into a decent position and finish.
It sure is. Atwee's now just received a 3-second time penalty, so Atwee now is got 12 seconds on his time. Mean is also just received another 3-second time penalty, so Mean has got 12 seconds. Hang on, let me just have a look for something. So, if that is the case, Kellis Jackson's only 7 seconds behind, so he will gain 9th.
So we have,
as of yet,
we have Gelben, Zola, Ashby. Gelben, Ashby, Mini, and Bullbeast all having 12 seconds of penalties.
So the last few corners of the race, they want to try and push as much as they can. That's why they're getting these penalties more and more near to the end of the race. They're pushing.
And I think that's Danny, right? Yeah, that's Danny right at the back. He's gonna try and gun it for the line to see if he can't get Edgar dethroned, so that way he can win. That's gonna be yellow flags. I think that's gonna be Gelben, which is gonna be definitely interesting. That's Zola with a 3-second time penalty. Danny does not have anywhere near the pace. Here comes Edgar through the Wall of Champions and through to the line to win the Canadian Grand Prix.
He's got him under penalties. Danny's got him under penalties. Danny's going to get taken first.
Never mind, that's Danny now winning the Canadian Grand Prix. Definitely interesting. Sector 3 yellow flags. Lowe
Waldo takes
with another 3-second time penalty. I think that's going to give him a ban. Or
these two are going to drop from 4 and 5. They're going to drop loads.
Waldo.
Tuddy's just come through. Here we go. Joe Pelly's come through. Joe Pelly now takes 4th. Tuddy takes 5th. Bullbeast has dropped from 4th to 6th. So has Lowe dropped to 11th to 7th. Wise and Mead coming 8th and 9th. Oh, no, there's a change. Carlos Jackson did take 9th. So Mead now takes 10th. Fiend comes in 11th. Jeeves John now just back to across the line.
Fiend with the... I think, yeah. No, that's Fiend with a broken... That's Fiend, Smooth, Gelben, and Tigoris all having... Does this count as DNF?
I think he crossed the lines just before, just after the incident. We should be alright.
Definitely an odd way to end the Canadian Grand Prix with penalties all over the place. Even penalties under your bed. Nobody is safe at night.
Never safe. Never safe.
So that's going to be Wise to be your driver of the day. However, the winner will be Danny JJ. Look at him just spraying all that champagne into the crowd, and indeed his chief engineer. Absolutely, absolutely a fantastic and definitely interesting race. Those penalties just play an absolutely key role now in the world of F1, especially with the video game.
They do play a lot in the actual game of F1. Just come in handy when obviously the driver in front's got more penalties than you. So sometimes you can just sit back and relax a bit more in the positions and gain it through penalties. So and that's what Danny's done.
So as we exit the Canadian Grand Prix, this is what the so far the entire lineup looks like for the end of it. Danny in first, followed by Edgar, followed by Waldo, followed by Joe, followed by Tootie. Then Bull Beast in 6th, Low in 7th, Wise in 8th, Careless Jackson in 9th, Minnie in 10th, 11th Fiend, 12th Jeebus John, Atwee in 13th, Tamier in 14th, 15th and 16th, Smooth and Zola, Gel Bend and Tigora, 17th and 18th, Shmi and Asda. So that's going to be Zola all the way back through to Asda being a DNF, or at least what Codemasters, or at least the game itself, read. Whew!
That was an absolute blind of a race throughout. Plenty of action going off. Unfortunate to, like I said, Asda, as we saw. Unfortunate to Zola. Obviously, Zola had that bit of an incident. It's caused him a bit of a downfall for him in the race. It probably wasn't comfortable today anyway for him. But all in all, yeah, it's been a cracking race all in all for X2.
So as the Canadian GP closes, next week will in fact be a break week, so the commentators will be able to rest their voices, and the drivers will be continuing to train for when we go lights out, not next week, but the next week after next week at Zolder.
Indeed, it's the very, very fast track.
Oh, and it seems Zola, or the gods of Codemasters, has decided to kick me from the session, which is definitely unfortunate. So yeah, is there anything else you want to say before I go ahead and say out the closing words?
I'll just say I'm Xrel Hervey, your commentator with Root Beer for X2 tonight. It's been a pleasure with Root. As always, it's been dramatic and fantastic for X2. All the drivers have been phenomenal. Unfortunate for some guys, but I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed commentating with you again, and hope to see you all soon. But I will pass you back to Rootbeard to finalise the show.
Thank you, Herbie. And I also have to agree with Herbie here. It's just I've been with so many other co-commentators through the past weekends, and it's just nice to get back with old Herbie. So anyways,
it's nice to be back.
Yes, indeed. So anyways, that's going to be the end of the Canadian Grand Prix. If you enjoyed it on stream, please follow, hit the notification bell, like, and share with your friends. And then if you're watching it in post, please subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that way next week after next week you can see us going lights out at Zolder. And including which, please hit a like, maybe download the video if you, are about to have no Wi-Fi, which honestly sucks. And also share it with your friends as well. And leave a comment of what you think about the race. But anyways, that's going to be the end for me and Herbie. We will see you all next time for Zolder. Good night.